Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Shanice Lewis Show, the #1 podcast for plus-size women. With your host, the queen of curvy conversation, Shanice Lewis.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Shanice Lewis. Today is Friday, April 22nd, 2022. Make sure you're following this show's social media pages on Facebook at The Shanice Lewis Show and on Instagram and Twitter at Shanice Show. And make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast provider and never miss a show. Today we have a very special guest. Leandra Dove, affectionately known as Elle, is a Black American designer. She was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, and from the time she was 8, she knew she wanted to be a designer. One of her first designs was inspired by a Georgia O'Keeffe painting. She is formally taught and received her BFA in Fashion Design and Merchandising from the International Academy of Design Technology, Orlando, in 2012. She later launched Lorenza James by Elle Dove in 2013. I was making beautiful garments that I couldn't wear the entire time I was in school. Now I want to serve women that look like me. Lorenza James by Elle Dove has seen its ups and downs over the years since its conception, but has always found a way to thrive and serve the plus community through stylish looks that turns heads and provides comfort. Leandra is a finalist for the Cultivate Award Year 2, presented by the Curvy Fashionista with founding sponsor Eloquy. And let's welcome Leandra Elle to the show. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Shanice, how are you? I'm so good.
Well, I'm excited to catch up with you because we've met before in person at the TCF Style Expo, but it seems so many moons ago since before the pandemic when everything was normal.
Right. I miss meeting people in person. I think that's where everybody really got a chance to know me for real.
Right. So before you were in the fashion industry, what was your background? What were you doing before you even got in fashion?
Before I got in fashion, that's kind of a tricky question because everything I did was to land in fashion. But as far as regular jobs outside of my business, I was in retail for a very long, food and beverage and retail, and I was in management for a very long time. So that was fun and interesting. A lot of experiences there.
And then what inspired you to become a plus-size fashion designer?
Well, I've literally, like you said, I've never wanted to be anything else but a fashion designer. My first dress I designed when I was in elementary school. It was based off a Georgia O'Keeffe painting. And then the next dress I did was like a number 3 dress, which I still have yet to make. It looks like a number 3, and that's why we called it that. And my mom is like, you definitely need to make this one day. And I still haven't made it, but I probably will very soon. Other than that, when I was in college, we, as we're formally taught, like we only learn how to make a sample size 8. And when I got out of school, while I was in school, I had to figure out how to make plus size clothes on my own based off of everything that they taught us. So all of like the basic patterns, I would take all of my sample 8s and make them a sample 14 or 16. I think at the time I was wearing the 16, 18, somewhere like that. So I would make them in my size so that I can start making clothes. And then when I graduated, my parents helped me officially launch my brand. They bought all my sewing machines, all the fabric, all the things. And we just kind of took off from there. And
well, you were blessed that you had the support. That was a blessing.
Right. I am extremely thankful for my family and my parents. They, like, literally, my mom was like, you are kind of spoiled, because at one point my dad was like, anything she wants, just go get it. And my mom was like, oh, really? That's how we do it? And I was like, thank you, Daddy. Thank you so every step of the way. And he was like, yeah, just right now we got you, but you need to figure this out.
So, well, what was your biggest obstacle getting your brand off the ground then?
My biggest obstacle, I would say, is continued funding is one of the bigger ones, and then having guidance and developing a team. I guess it's a trifecta for me, because all those things can potentially be ongoing issues as you're building and growing your business. So those are like the number one things. It can make it really difficult to market your brand and gain a following. And like, social media was around, but like the way that we could do it now is so much easier to reach people, because I think I was relying heavily on Facebook, and then in order to get the word out and word of mouth. So events have been like the biggest thing to kind of help in that area, but financially it has been extremely challenging to keep my business afloat, because I've had to close it a couple of times over the years in order to, and then just come back to it in order to see that it continues to grow in some capacity opposed to being stagnant.
Right. So what has been some of your major accomplishments as a designer so far?
So one of my major accomplishments, I know one off the top of my head, was when I was published. I did an interview for Plus Model magazine. That was really big, because I remember I had got some really bad news, because I went to the doctor, got some bad news that day, and then I got in the car and I saw this article that was published, and I was like, oh my God. I'm screaming in the car. I was like, yeah, see, can't nobody stop me. So I was published by Plus Model magazine, and then I think that's the only one I can think of right now off the top of my head. I've been published at other places like the Atlanta Voyage magazine. I was published there, but it's always like a big celebration anytime I do anything. But this is probably the biggest thing that I've undertaken so far. That's been kind of challenging.
And so what do you think makes your design stand out from others?
The thing that I would say makes my design stand out is the personality that I put in it, the care that I take in the details that I pay attention to, as far as how I dress women that look like me and how I dress bodies. I also try my best to be truly size inclusive. I know before the conversation got bigger, I was one of the few designers that was designing up to a size 32, 34 at one point. And so that's one of the things that that does set me apart. And then the details. I do take an account of the lifestyles that the women that wear my clothes. Like, I know we have moms, like I'm a mom, and other career women, and then we like to be sexy sometimes, so we want to get dressed up and go out and, hang with our girls or our significant other. So I try to cover a lot of bases, but I do see my brand growing to touch a lot more categories in the future. So, and I'm excited about that.
Now, you just touched on the size range of your clothing. What is the price point of your clothing?
The price point of my clothing, I think, is between it's mid to high range. So it's somewhere around $85, and I think the most expensive thing that I've made, not including custom, is probably like maybe $200, $250, something like that right now. But as I grow and learn new things and want to add more details to the clothing, it can be more expensive than that. But that's all depending on the woman that I'm dressing that day.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, you are a finalist for the Cultivate Award Year 2, presented by the Curvy Fashionista, with Eloquii as founding sponsor. How excited are you about that?
Excitement is not even the word, okay? If there's anything above excitement, that's what I am. I have been like, I've had the nerves, I've had the anxiousness and the anxiety. I've done the happy crying and the, oh my God, sad, I don't know, the disbelief crying. Like, I've done it all. I think I've never experienced this many emotions in such a short period of time.
Well, where's the anxiety coming from being a finalist?
You know, as for me personally, I've always struggled with feeling like I'm good enough. And so once I got to this point, it was like you got a little bit of validation, but it's still like, what if this is still not good enough? What if I still have some more to go? So that's where the anxiety comes from. But I was extremely happy, and I do have to keep pinching myself and saying, yo, you got the validation. Somebody believes in you. You're here. Out of all the people in the pod, here you are. It's for y'all. Here you go. Here you are. So that's where the anxiousness and anxiety comes from. But I always try to like quiet those voices and just be like, you know what, you're good. You're good enough. This is what it is. You have people that believe in you, and you wouldn't be here if you didn't deserve to be here. So
Absolutely.
I have to keep saying that. Right? I always remind myself of a verse that says, your gift will make room for you. So I have to just keep reminding myself that my gift is making room for me, and I deserve to be where I am. So
yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. And this competition was created especially for Black, Indigenous, and people of color plus-size designers. So being a part of this demographic, do you feel there are a lack of opportunities for you in the fashion community, which is why this opportunity is so important?
I do feel like there has been a lack of opportunity or making it available to us in a way that we can obtain it. Because everybody says, oh, the opportunities are out there, but we don't always know or are not always taught where to find those opportunities. So like for this particular thing, I'm aware of it because I'm already a part of the plus size community. But outside of this, in the grand scheme of being a general business owner, it is hard to go digging. You literally have to go dig around to find different things. And then when you do find them, sometimes the qualifications are out of your reach. As a small business owner and as a small Black business owner, some things still are withheld from us as a community. So that is why I'm extremely appreciative of opportunities like this and the emphasis on finding other Black and or BIPOC designers that they specifically made this for.
Yeah, and even if it was a mainstream contest for Black designers, usually the plus size don't really get equal opportunity.
That's true. It is a lot of focus on straight sizes and being able to provide for, I guess, what's presumed the greater community, even though statistically they say that plus size people, we outnumber everybody else, so I don't know what they're talking about. We outnumber everybody else, and then like we ain't spending no dollars, but the money is there, and it's been proven time and time again that the money is there. So I don't know what mainstream their problem is. They need to get it together because we're here. We ain't going nowhere.
Right, right. Now tell us how having a capsule collection with Eloquii would be a game changer for your brand.
Like that was like one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this, because it would increase the notoriety of my brand. People, it would literally like put me on another level. I remember when they first did the first round of announcements of us as finalists, I picked up so many new followers, so much traffic to my site. And I'm like, if that was just off of the email blast, if that was just off of mention on social media, what would it look like if everybody could see on a larger scale what I'm really, really capable of with the funding and the team behind me and my ideas and all of the stuff that's working in my brain? Like, what does that look like? I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really, really excited about that part.
So it will be definitely a game changer. It will be an understatement.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, serious understatement, because that's like the leg up that's going to literally signify that, like, the sky is, the sky's not even a limit. Like, there is nothing that I can't do after that. Like, that's how I feel about it. I don't know. That might be, like, putting a whole lot on Eloquent's shoulders if I get chosen, if I win. They probably like, girl, we can do a lot, but I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, it would be a confidence boost, too. So I understand
yes,
what you're saying.
It would. 100%.
Yeah. So in addition to this competition, who are people you're looking to collaborate with in the plus industry?
In the plus industry, are we talking about like other brands or like individuals?
It could be in both. Influencers, people have named celebrities, brands, just who just tell me your dreams of people that you would like to work with, because you never know who might be listening.
That's true. You know what? I would really love to work with Torrid. I would love to partner with Torrid because I'm already a shopper of their brand. And then as far as any celebrities go, Lizzo, because she literally just released the shapewear thing, and her shapewear loungewear athleisure. It looks so comfortable. I would love to partner with her. And then if I could do who else? You know what? I would really love to work with Gabby Fresh. For more than a few reasons. I would really like to work with her because she is so well versed inside this space. She has experienced a lot of the same things that I've experienced as an independent designer and as an influencer. So she would be great to work with and learn from along the way. So those are a few that I can think of right now off the top of my head.
And so what is the ultimate goal of your brand overall?
Oh, that's like my favorite question. So the ultimate goal for my brand, I want to create jobs in my community and in other communities, and through making the clothes. I literally, like, a lot of people have this thing where they start their brand and they send everything overseas to get made. I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. I want to create jobs here in the United States and in my community by opening up my own manufacturer. I literally want everything manufactured here in the United States. I want stuff to be, as much as I can source, have it sourced in the United States. I want to be able to hire out to other BIPOC brands and businesses and corporations and have everything kind of feed money back into our community and in our spaces. And I want those to be a teaching space for any young women or men, anybody that wants to learn more about fashion. I want to be able to be a hub for like I want to be that company that designers that are coming out of school or still in school, like, yeah, I want to go do my internship there. Just like everybody, like in the movies, you always see them say, oh, I'm doing my internship at Elle, I'm doing my internship here, doing it at Essence, all the different, like, I'm doing my internship at Lorenzo James because I know I'm going to get what I need to get, and I want to work there because it's a great work environment. And I want to, that's going to be my leg up in this industry. And then I always want to be able to give back in any capacity. I want to literally be what I needed in my community, for my community, for me when I was coming up, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it's so many things, like that's the grand scheme. And then, of course, I want to have the expand into different categories and all that other stuff, but that's like my ultimate goal is no matter how my business grows, I want to make sure that I'm staying connected and building the community that built me. So,
and do you think by being based in Atlanta, you have a good area where you can do that at? Because I think Atlanta has a good plus community that's growing.
You know what? Atlanta does have an amazing plus community here. And I do believe that I will be able to do that because I don't just see myself staying just in the plus space. I do want to expand into straight sizes just so that I can cover all the bases. And like I said, incorporate more categories. We want to do kids, men's, accessories. I want to do it all. And I want to do it here in Atlanta. And there are so many opportunities for Black independent businesses here in Atlanta. It's not just the plus community, but all of that. And I love just to see how the plus community is growing, and they're expanding beyond just being the quote unquote plus community and just being to ourselves. We're making strides as individuals, and we're reaching more and beyond our community. So I really love that here.
Yes, absolutely. And do you have anything else happening that we can be on the lookout for?
As of right now, I don't have any major events because events are just kicking off. But this weekend, this Saturday, immediately after the Cultivate Award preview or whatever the show, I'm going to be releasing my whole collection. So everything that y'all see on the screen is going to be available to purchase immediately. So that's the only thing. And I was doing just one new look a week, but I will go ahead and drop this full capsule collection for everybody, and everybody will be able to shop it.
Okay, well, that was smart. So everything will be available on your website?
Yes, and I have a Etsy store right now, and hopefully we will be moving to our own domain. We'll see what happens. I'm a very smart businesswoman. I got to conserve where I can.
So how do you get to it? So you said it's no official website right now. You have to search for you on the other site?
Oh, no. If everybody is on social media, I'm assuming, then you could just click the link in my bio and go straight to my store. Other than that, you can visit www.etsy.com/shop and then put Lorenza James by L, and it'll pop right up.
Got it. And go ahead, what you was about to say.
Cool.
And tell us all of your social media pages so we can follow those. Okay,
of course. So on my design page is designer_L, that's ELLE, Dove, DOVE. And my personal page, if you just want to get to know me outside of fashion, then my personal page is L, that's ELLE.Dove, DOVE. And both of those are on Instagram. And then if you are into TikTok, then of course TikTok is L_Dove. On TikTok, and Facebook is just my brand name, Lorenza James by L Dove. Same thing with my personal page, is L Dove Blog. And I do have a blog. It's www.ldove.com, and you can really, because people don't like to read, so I put a lot of information over there, over video content. So if you really want to get into nitty gritty and you really like inspiration and stuff like that, you can follow my blog. I talk about DIY stuff, family life, fashion. I have closet sales over there all the time, and so many more things. In general, inspiration. I really like inspiring people to be their best selves. There.
Okay, so you're a designer / blogger.
I am. I'm a designer, blogger, influencer, all the things. That's why y'all catch me out in all these streets. I really enjoy social media and connecting and building community. So that's why when COVID happened, I couldn't really, because most people know me because I bounce off the walls at different events. Like I'm literally dancing all over the place. And so most people know me in person. They're like, oh, that's L. We already see somebody dancing in the middle aisle. That's L over there. And so I really dug my heels into social media when everything kind of closed down. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be an influencer. And I just start posting and talking and trying to inspire people to find their better selves.
Well, if you are an influencer, would you wear another designer's clothes on your social media?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I wear other brands all the time. Yeah, because as much as I love my own brand, I don't wear my own brand all the time. Sometimes it's too fancy. My favorite thing to wear is a T-shirt and biker shorts, especially when it's hot outside. And that's usually my uniform the whole summer. So, or some type of bralette and some baggy. So, like, coincidentally, right now I got all my own brand on, but yeah, I like wearing other Black-owned designers and T-shirt makers and stuff like that. So I try my best to put money back into my community as much as possible.
Nice. Well, it was so great talking to you today. I learned so much about you. And everybody listening, make sure you watch the Cultivate Awards Year 2 happening tomorrow, Saturday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook Live. And so are you going to even get any sleep tonight, or are you going to be nervous all night?
Oh, see, I have so much to do. I'm having a white party and a game night right before the Cultivate Award, and then everybody's going to watch. So I have a lot of family. I don't think I'm going to have time to be nervous, and I typically do better when I don't have to focus on whatever it is that's really big. So I don't know. Okay. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep. We'll see.
Well, good luck to you, and continued success with everything you have going on, and definitely keep in touch.
All right. Thank you so much, Shanice. It was great talking to you.
Great talking to you, too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And thank you to my guest this evening for being on the show. I've been your host, Shanice Lewis. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. Until next time, keep thriving in your curves and be blessed.
You've been listening to The Shanice Lewis Show. For more info about the show, visit ShaniceLewisShow.com.